Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. It's just gone 8 o'clock, which is early by Saturdays, I think. Although, 2 Saturdays ago, actually no, 2 Saturdays ago, nothing. Anyway, it's quite hazy as you can see, and it feels lovely and fresh. But it's going to be 17 degrees today, which is a lot in London in February. So, I guess I believe that. But we'll have to wait and see. First of all, I'm going to an away morning. Well, it's not away. It's at the offices of RHP. We're having a board strategy morning.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
I'm back in queue. That was good meeting. A lot of things on the agenda, including development and services and an in-depth assessment, which is where the regulator comes around and checks that you're working in the way that you're supposed to be working, that you apply good governance and sensible financial metrics to things. That's happening in the next couple of months. So just an update on the timescale of that. So yeah, it's a good morning, and all the mist has burnt away and it's an absolutely beautiful day. And I'm overdressed. It is going to be at least 17 feeling the air at the moment. So we're going to go around to Hyundai and look at some cars. Look at the Richmond Riverside anarchy that is caused by sunshine and nice weather. This is usually the time that they try and repair the grass, but as you can see, there's a lot of demand and no seating. It's lovely out. What a nice evening it has become. It's just coming up to 6 o'clock, still light in the sky, still warmth in the air actually. It's lovely. It was a very nice day. We actually wandered back from Richmond, past where Richmond Palace used to be, and then through the back streets towards the Pagoda Gate, through Kew, and then back home. So we got a nice walk out of the deal, as well as having the afternoon in Richmond. Well, now we're trying to decide what to do tomorrow, because it's going to be just as nice, and I don't have to go to a meeting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So that's something. Hang on, let's go and say hello to Fluffy Cat here. Hello, Mr. Fluff. No. Okay, fine. I'll go shopping instead. Here we are at Virginia Water, part of Windsor Great Park. We haven't been here in a couple of years. It looks amazing today. It's so blue, and everyone's had the same thought, of course, but still, it's worth having a wander. So this path takes us slightly up the hill to the top of the punch bowl, in theory, and slightly less busy because you can't cycle up there. In the spring this is usually a big sea of colour, but at the moment, obviously, despite the weather being lovely, it's a bit early for the flowers. So we had lunch on a nice little bench overlooking the punch bowl when it was finally vacated, and now we're just wandering through the heather garden to the other end of the lake. Lots and lots of heather in the heather garden. That heather's called Erica, so that's nice. Check out the very early rhododendrons. Very early. It's February. We usually come out in June. And the lake is down here. Back down to the lake. That water looks higher than that water. We're going to go across and follow the other side. So that's Johnson's Pond on the right, and then it filters under the road into Virginia Water itself, which is down here, sparkling in the sunshine. That's the bridge we crossed recently. We're now on the south side of the water, heading back towards the car park. There's a nice place on the other side of the river, other side of the lake. Somebody's also got their speedboat out there. And if you look back where we're going, see where the birdie is. We're back, we've done a full loop and a bit of the lake. And it's only really busy down this end, to be honest. Everyone doesn't get much further than that grassy spot there where the Roman ruins are. And round this way where we went to the totem pole. That's about as far as most people get. Good afternoon, happy Monday. It's a veggie day, and I tried some of M&S's new plant kitchen things this morning because, you know, everyone's talking about veganism and I hate it, but I do have a reason for being vegetarian once a week, and it's to do with my carbon footprint. Now, the real problem with vegetarianism very often is that they just take lazy manufacturers, I should say, historically have just taken the idea of regular meat-based foods and just tried taking the meat out or replacing it, and they've been disappointing because you've had a meat version to compare them to. But they've come a long way, and I had M&S's chickenless nuggets today, and they were actually excellent, so just wanted to put that on record. I'm on a little walk today to get a few steps in. I'm heading up to Richmond Park. It's nice up here. It's really nice. It's not February. It is not February. There's no leaves on the trees, but other than that you would swear it was May. It's crazy. This is the aircraft flying field, which is why there's aircraft flying. It's very peaceful up here, and I always remember watching model aircraft fly as a kid and thinking that is the coolest thing ever. I wish I could do that. And now, of course, you know, drones are a couple £100 and you can. It's nuts, really. But there's still people flying conventional aircraft like that, which are made of like polystyrenes or plastics, very light indeed. One little engine in, and they're still amazing to watch. I was trying to say before my phone had a complete meltdown and almost sent me straight to the Apple Store was that it was good little practice to understand how some of the quick shots worked, and it was a nice little walk, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather will be decent Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I'm taking the drone to the Cotswolds and we might get some nice shots of the countryside. That's what I'm really hoping. That's what I was doing a bit of practice for. Right, I'm really thirsty. I need to go and find somewhere that sells some drinks. Just wandering around Beaverley, looking at technology. Met Lindsay for lunch earlier. That was nice. Sat in the park in the sunshine. Gone from enjoying the outdoors to being trapped indoors with a load of tech. Not a bad day. So I've come up to Stratford just to scoot around the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park on this here bird scooter. It's the only place in London that you're legally allowed to ride a powered scooter because they are licensed on a particular path within the park, and it's good fun, to be honest, and I haven't done it since Nashville and I love it, so I'm going to carry on. So that's as far as I got last time because the battery ran out, so I had to go and get another one. So we're now on number 2. Look, it's a former Olympic Stadium / West Ham Stadium and weird spirally thing and velodrome and stuff. Right, I better go home, to be honest. All this digging around, the sun's almost set. As it's the last day of full spring, I figured I should come into Kew because tomorrow the weather's turning, which is unfortunate for a number of reasons, not least because we're about to have a little mini break. But also I've been quite enjoying this, but you know, spring is still a full month away really, at least, well, 3 weeks tomorrow I suppose. So, got to not get too spoiled. But the crocuses do look amazing, so I've come here to get a last bit of this early spring whilst it still exists in sunlight. So I'm going to do a little triangular walk down the 3 vistas of Kew, which is one of the early design elements that are incorporated into the gardens. Pagoda Vista, Palm Vista and Scion Vista. I believe this is the first one. Scion Vista, Palm. No, I don't actually know which one's which, if I'm honest. I know we're looking at the pagoda, but also the palm houses behind us. Anyway, whilst I wander, I thought I'd briefly recap on yesterday, which is a fun day because I got to do a lot of things and see a lot of people. First of all, Lindsay. I haven't seen Lindsay in a while, and it's a real shame, and that's on me as much as anything. So it was good to catch up and have a proper gossip. And I realised how disconnected I am from the radio world. I don't think that's a bad thing. Personally, I'm quite proud of it, but it became very obvious yesterday because Lindsay obviously knows everyone who's doing everything in the radio world. But yesterday was also the day that Global announced, well, I've seen this on the BBC News if you live in the United Kingdom, Global announced that they were networking breakfast and drive shows, more breakfast entirely and drive a lot more than they are currently. Broadly speaking, that means more centralised production, which probably means the quality of the programmes go up. I say probably, there's no guarantees. It depends who's in charge and the editorial decisions they make. But there's a fairly good chance. And Global have been wanting to do this forever. Like, since Ashley bought the company, that's all he's really wanted to do, because it makes a huge difference to your cost base, and it also makes a huge difference in terms of having access to national advertisers who are broadly based in London, and tell them a story about a programme that is national, rather than saying, oh, you could get national coverage by, you know, sponsoring our London programme and also the one in Colchester and also the one in Cambridge. You sponsor them all together. This way, it's one show, one sponsorship deal, much easier. Anyway, so I broadly think it's good. A lot of people will think it's terrible. I don't know what it actually means for the nature of the programmes themselves. It's very hard to say until the programmes are actually created. You can't pass judgment on them at this point. So it feels weird that literally I think Crystal knew about this before I did, because it was on the BBC News site and I hadn't checked it. But kind of freeing. Quick sidebar, because it's happened a lot in the last few days. I must have a face that says, you know how to take a photo, because I do it a lot for people. I always say yes, because I'm always curious to see what cameras they have. that's my main motivation, to be honest. So after a small amount of research, this is indeed Pagoda Vista, and the next vista is actually called Cedar Vista, believe it or not, because there's presumably a few cedar trees along there, but I don't recall there being any at the end. But anyway, so that's where we turn right here and head towards the river. To be fair, there are a lot of cedar trees on this walk lining it, frankly, so it makes sense that that's its name, so all is forgiven. So that's the view down Cedar Vista back to the pagoda. And this is where we're heading, past the peacocks to the river. There is Scion House, where this aforementioned vista gets its name. And this vista runs all the way from Scion House on the river, all the way back down to the palm house at the bottom. I'm just showing you the sunset because it's amazing. I'm not sure we'll get another one like this for a good couple of weeks. And the low sun gives these amazing shadows. Hello. So I'm just wandering back to the pump house. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting based on a job spec I've been sent, just to see how doable it is. I did a bit of research this morning, but I actually need to try and do some of it before I say, oh, I can definitely do that. Looks pretty cool sunset, doesn't it? Right, I'm here by the wonderful palm house in all its bulbous glory, saying goodbye to spring for the time being. I'll see you in 3 weeks, spring, when I get back from Washington and you've resumed. But it's been really nice. Thanks for coming early. See you later. It's February. I have to keep telling myself that, because otherwise, you look out the window and it's grey like it is today, and it's like 10 degrees, and you're like, oh, rubbish. But it is February, and everything that we've had in the last couple of weeks has been a massive bonus, but is not normal. So, tomorrow is March. Things aren't looking much better, if I'm honest. But, you know, spring's round the corner. Good morning. We are heading towards that building in front of us, which is the Kings Observatory. King George is the third's old observatory. It's in the middle of Royal Mid-Surrey Golf Course, which we're now crossing through. And we've got a little tour around here before we head off to the West Country in an hour or so. There's a tiny tractor over there.
Charlotte was 17 when she married him. They only met the day before they were married. But they had a happy marriage and they went on to have 15 children, 13 of whom survived to adulthood. Is everybody here? Yeah. Okay, so we have here 8,000 volumes. Most of these, well, half of them were acquired from Alec Guinness's estate. The act. Yes, that's the same. Okay, right. This is the dining room, and the wallpaper that you see here is a reproduction of Alexander Hume, who was in the East India Company's scroll painting of foreign factories in Canton, 1770.
The mezzanine.
Mezzanine floors created so they could get to these top cabinets. You know, otherwise you couldn't get very long ladders.
And here we are on the roof. There is the cupola, which we're just inside. It's an old lead roof. And you can see the golfers on all sides. We've arrived in Malmesbury in town square parking. Someone's very upset, and we're just going to go and we're going to see the Abbey, but we're also going to go and have some afternoon tea because it's the afternoon. There you go. There's the Abbey, which the whole town's essentially built around. It's like a 12th century Abbey, so it's been here longer than almost everything else. But more importantly, the cafe is open. Next stop, Waitrose, Malmesbury. So we need to buy something to have for dinner tonight in the cottage and for breakfast tomorrow. And then we need to go and actually find the cottage, which will be the next mission. So we've made it to the farm. I'll give you a little tour of the cottage in a mo. Just going for a walk down this lane. What a lovely sunset we're having here in the Wiltshire countryside. Everything looks very peaceful and lovely, doesn't it? Look at that. Welcome to the inside of our little cottage. This is the kitchen area. then through door number 1 we have the bedroom, which is very nice, the skylight. And then behind door number 2 we have the shower and bathroom, which is lovely. It's nice, very nice. Hello there, it is I from the future. I'm here because I didn't do a word of the week when I should have done, because it got dark in the cottage and had dinner, went to bed. But we should do a word of the week, and because Friday started with an interesting trip to the observatory, a place that is a huge scientific importance in the local area and was used to measure scientific instruments and clocks for such a long time. I figured the word of the week should be science. So science is the word of the week. So first of all, in German, science is die Wissenschaft. Die Wissenschaft is science in German, and in Italian it is la scienza. La scienza is Italian for science. So there we go. That was science in German and Italian, and that was this week's word of the week. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed some random droning, and I hope I will see you next week, where we continue our adventure through the Cotswolds.
Toby